Mr. Hamilton.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's a pleasure to be able to rise to speak on this motion. I, like my party, have long been in favour of the devolution of policing and justice powers to this institution. There are a whole catalogue of reasons why we have wanted it, not least because of the historical attachment that Unionists have laid to having policing powers in our own Parliament. Right. In fact, the collapse of the 72 Parliament, as David Ford, or the collapse of the Parliament in 72, as David Ford indicated, was as a result of taking these very powers away from Unionists in this building. We have all in this party been long-standing devolutionists. Long before other people had fanciful ideas of how this place could be run, this party stood alone fighting for the maximum amount of sensible devolution to Northern Ireland. So we want to have more powers here, not less powers here. And also, we have always wanted to be able to make a difference, and that's what we have tried to do. Imperfect as it has been, we have always tried to make a difference over the last 3 years, and whether it be policing and justice, social policy, economic policy, we will continue to strive to make a difference in this country. Now, we wanted that devolution of powers to happen on the basis of sound and solid conditions being met. Principal among those conditions was the condition that there be no Sinn Féin Justice Minister. Mr. Speaker, that is not going to be the case. There will be no Sinn Féin Justice Minister now or in the future either. And now I hear catcalls from the members down here, and I think it is an opportune moment to remind those individuals of their position in respect of the devolution of policing and justice powers, Mr. Speaker. I heard Reg MP on the radio this morning talking last night on how he said our history is our strength. Well, on this issue, Mr. Speaker, their history is their weakness, because they stand exposed today for the hypocrites that they are. A party that was prepared and willing to devolve policing and justice powers at the midpoint of the last Assembly in 2005. So what was, Mr. Speaker, what was right and proper in their eyes to do in 2005, 5 years ago, today they're not so sure about. Right. They said, yes, I will give way. Yes.
Would it have been so as they could secure the position for Sinn Féin?
Well, Mr. Speaker, the member makes a very good point, because what the decision of the Ulster Unionist Party in 2003 to devolve the powers in 2005 showed was their utter short-sightedness. Because, as everybody knows, at that time it would have been devolved to 2 ministers. At that time, Sinn Féin were overtaking the SDLP as the largest nationalist party. It meant that at that time it would have been Sinn Féin who would have occupied one of the justice positions in 2005, not the SDLP. Also at a time whenever Sinn Féin were allied to an army that was armed, that was involved in criminality, that was involved in terrorism on the streets of Northern Ireland. That shows the short-sightedness.
Point of order.
I'd like to remind this House that Sinn Féin are a political party, and the member needs to curb his remarks.
Order. Could I remind the whole House to temper the remarks and respect the dignity of this House and the business that goes through this House?
Mr. Speaker, I am happy to point out, as a result of the resolute actions of the Democratic Unionist Party, that the Republican movement has advanced to the point that they have, and that they have abandoned those arms, that they have put their terrorist and criminal past in back, not like the Ulster Unionist Party, who were prepared not only to sit in government with them while all of that behaviour was going on, but prepared to devolve policing and justice powers to Sinn Féin at that time. So they stand exposed, Mr. Speaker, as the hypocrites that they are. And whilst we would have liked to have had their support for policing and justice powers, when it became patently obvious, Mr. Speaker, that they had no intention of doing what they have long stood in favour of doing, it became utterly apparent to everybody that we're not dealing with a dysfunctional executive. What we're dealing with is a dysfunctional Ulster Unionist Party. And the opinion poll after opinion poll shows that the vast majority of people in Northern Ireland support the devolution of policing and justice powers. Their own members, indeed their own Assembly members, in quiet corners of this building, tell us that they want the policing and justice powers devolved to this Assembly. Every point made by Mr. Kennedy in his opening remarks today talked about everything but policing and justice. No objection at all to the substantive point as what is before us today, which is a devolution of policing and justice. Not a single point other issues, nothing to do with policing and justice at all. It shows that what they are doing today is for purely party political reasons. Their opposition is entirely manufactured. It is not consistent with their historical position. No, I won't give way. The member will have his own time. I won't give way. The member will have his own time, Mr Speaker, to answer the accusations that are thrown on him, the valid criticisms that are put to him. Now, what the Ulster Unionist Party, Mr Speaker, may want to tell the British Secretary of State to butt out of the affairs of Northern Ireland. They may want to tell their Tory paymasters to get stuffed, but they will not tell the people of Northern Ireland that they cannot make progress and they can't move forward. The DUP and the DUP alone offer the people of Northern Ireland the opportunity to make progress and to move forward. That, Mr Speaker, is what I am backing today.